Asalaamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Podcast. It's been a bit of a minute since we had our last one. Today's episode, I got a couple of people with us today. You know what I'm saying? So we got Darwan, which you guys have seen before. I have had a podcast with him. Darwan, say hi.
Yo, what you saying? You look good. It's a pleasure to be back in this podcast again.
You know what I'm saying? And then we got Nikhil, who you guys have seen was the star of the last one. Nikhil, say hi.
Hi guys, I mean again I'm back. It's been a while, about a year I believe, and yeah, I'm here to of course voice my opinion. And again, I'm very grateful to be on here. Thank you to Lamin of course, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like, subscribe. I mean, I don't want to force anybody, but yeah, show some love.
Good stuff, good stuff. So, today's episode is about couples and expectations that people put out there for couples nowadays. So, I'm gonna begin by like setting the board. So, like nowadays, if you ask me from what I've seen, right, couples are out here setting unrealistic expectations. For example, every little thing, every little good thing that's out here, well, that they're up to, they feel like it needs to be shared with the world. But little do they know that that's attracting bad energy. For example, in Islam, it's known as evil eye. Like, you don't understand that, okay, you're pregnant, good on you, but the problem is if you're going to put it out there, not everyone that's watching you is wishing good on you. So you may think, oh, everyone's going to love the fact that we're having a child. There's going to be that one guy up there who's going to be casting something like black magic, hoping that, God forbid, the baby dies or something like that. That's what they go into it blind. That's the thing. And now it makes everyone feel like, if I do every little thing with my husband or with my wife or X, Y, and Z, I gotta put it out there. And every little thing that happens as well, they gotta put it out there and tell everyone. Like, what do you guys think? What do you guys
I
You
mean,
think?
know,
I personally, go on then, bro.
then let me say something. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's better to if you have like a spouse, keep it private. Like, don't share it to the world, man, because you know what it is. Yeah, like Lamin said, there's some people they're just preying on your downfall, man. You know what I mean? They're just trying to wish bad for you and everything, and wishing the worst. So that's all I gotta say. So it's
100%.
not a good thing, man. You know what I mean?
I'd like to say as well, keep your relationships private as you can, of course, because again, you have some people out there who, as you said, want to ruin your relationship. And number two as well, do it for yourself, because if you overshare and let's say you get a new house, you can have someone who's ungrateful, that will probably just like, of course, get you in trouble, and of course, like just remove your rights of even having a home. So careful what you share, of course. That's one thing I want to say.
You know what? Yeah, because I've seen like on social media nowadays, like TikTok and Instagram, they have like these couples accounts, and then
Oh
obviously
yeah,
social media, like you're sharing it to the public, like the basically the whole world, and everyone could see this. You know what I mean? So if it's that, then there's a possibility that there's people out there that can be hating on them. Does that make sense?
100%,
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I
This
feel like
this
as well. Carry on, bro.
this is the exact reason why it's not good to put yourself out in public. You know what I mean? Like, but because if you're actually showing your wife, like for example, you're on TikTok live, and then like a man is showing her wife or something like that. Isn't that weird?
Very weird, man. It's very weird. Like, some people, like for example, Kanye West literally says that he finds pleasure in putting his wife out there, which makes no sense. You will literally go out and see on news articles on Instagram and so that he will literally on purpose dress up his wife half naked. Like, you can literally see her full body with like transparent clothing, and like, what is this, bro?
I
Like,
believe, like,
for
again,
real.
your wife's body should only be for her and you, of course.
Exactly.
Especially some things like if you're married as well. Come on, like have some shame. Shame is needed at times. You get what I'm saying? You need to have a bit of shame in life.
You know what?
Respect.
You know what that definition is that sums up is being a day youth.
Oh, so
I was
Nikki.
gonna
So
ask what that
basically,
means.
yeah, you don't know it. So basically, in Islam, the youth basically is Arabic for cuckold. So basically, a guy who likes to put his wife out there, he has no problem with his girl chilling with other guys and her dressing half naked, etc., etc.
Whoa.
And it's not just your girl as well. For example, letting your mother go out like that, letting your sister go out like that. If you're that kind of guy who has absolutely no problem with that, that you are called a dayuth in Islam.
That is messed. I mean, again, that is a word for that is needed 100%.
Oh,
Because
100%.
again, it needs to bring shame to some people, and I feel like as well, one big thing really impacting relationships is influences. They really, give you a false perception of what a relationship should be. Most of them are there, buying their wife a car, give them expensive items. I feel like love shouldn't be materialistic because then you have influencers saying, don't get with a man because he's broke. Oh yeah, you guys broke up. Don't feel sad. You cheated. It's okay because he's broke, which I think is stupid because again, a person could be broke for many reasons. Number one, that's to give everything to the family because they didn't want to see the family, of course, go down the drain. Number two, again, circumstances. Let's just say they didn't get the best results in exams. They find the best job that they can. Number three, you never even know because again, they could be working two jobs, but they may be young, and you know how jobs could be when people are young. Take advantage of people, paying them less, making them work more hours. And number four, I feel like as well the country where you're from because in certain countries they barely even pay £200 a month. People working hard. So I feel like being broke shouldn't be normalized because again it's not something good, but I feel like it should be accepted a bit more because you don't know someone else's circumstances. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you mean, yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, no matter if you're rich or broke, it's about the person at the end of the day. Like, how much of a good person he is, to be fair.
100%, I agree. I mean, again, because all that money at some point is gonna go, and let's just say something else happens, like someone earns money from like gambling or something. They gamble and mess up big time, make a big loss. What's gonna be left is gonna be you and that person at the end of the day. If you guys are homeless, you gotta have some kind of connection. You gotta have some spark going. If you have no spark, then there's no point. And then wasting time as other things during that time. So again, I feel like every decision you make now is really gonna correlate to the future. So again, these young women saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a little slut phase," which again I don't personally like saying, they are clearly on the wrong track. And social media done this thing where, of course, they're normalizing it, which I personally think is really stupid because, again, you need to understand that these people are going to grow up as well, and it's going to ruin their life as much as many others.
Everyone's gonna grow, like every single person in this world, you know what I mean?
Very dangerous act because, again, all the good stuff is not mainstream at all the bad stuff's what comes on your for you page and everything. Like, let's just say, I mean, again, my for you page on TikTok is just boxing, MMA. Again, if I'm scrolling at some point I'll just see a girl who's half naked, which again it's not what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable, you'll see half these things. And of course, for women, it's something similar, like a guy who's again half dressed. And for both of us, for both males and females, again, we think, you know what, a selected bunch are like, you know what, we want somebody who looks like that. Again, who in their eyes is perfect. And then it gives a false perception. It has people thinking if they don't look a certain way, of course, I won't get with them at all. Which again is very, very damaging.
Yeah.
And it will lead to loneliness. And then of course, people pick up on that. Then they, of course, market it in that way. That's why you have OnlyFans and everything. And then you have
Yeah.
some absolute gooners who have no life, sitting in front of the screen all day doing the thing. I mean, this person's Sophie Rain. I'm sure everyone knows who she is. A guy paid her 4 million for a video, something like that, or even private text. 4 million. You could do that. You could retire your parents. You can buy them a car. You can get yourself a car. You can get yourself a better house. You could do so much. Instead, you decide to give it to somebody. 4 million in a month.
You
It's
know what?
crazy.
I want to point this out, yeah. Basically, the biggest mistake men do nowadays is basically buying their girl like lots of stuff, like with lots of amount of money. You know what I mean? especially if you've known them for like a month or two or so. And then what happens? They just abandon their boys, their, even their mom as well, just for that girl. You know what I mean? Like your boys are there for you, uh, from however long. Like it could be 10 years, 5 years, 2 years. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
abandon them. Like, what if your girl leaves you one day? You know what I mean? And you've abandoned them. Like, who you got? Like, most likely your boys are probably not gonna help you out because they felt disrespected that you abandoned them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like as well, let's just say people nowadays have a perception of trying to look a certain way. Like, especially in relationships, the guy wouldn't be like, you know what, I want to look rich with this girl. You need to embrace what you already have. That's the thing. Because, you know, we all start from somewhere. Some people,
Exactly.
start with much more. They have, like, however much they need. And then you have other people who legit have nothing. And there's always those people who have nothing who are constantly under pressure because, again, they keep lying and lying and lying. Then, of course, they circle themselves at the end of the day. So I feel like as well, one thing going into a relationship, you need to have respect for yourself, and of course, you need to have honesty. If you don't have honesty, it's going to lead to a bunch of problems, and of
Yeah,
course, you're not going to have a happy relationship. And again, those things, being honest, may cause issues for in the short term. You know what I'm saying? You may have a couple arguments here and there, but those arguments
it's
is what
normal.
make or break a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And if that woman or man sticks by you during those arguments, then there you go, they're the right person. And if a person leaves during an argument or something like that, or after an argument, it wasn't meant for you. So I feel like as well, arguments, they don't have to be violent, but I feel like they're very important. They're more decided, if you get what I'm saying. Lamin, you've been a bit quiet, bro. Come on, we
See,
need to hear
you
something from
you
you.
just hit the
Yeah, I
perfect
was gonna
point.
say
Because one thing is, right, when people have an argument, when couples have an argument, I should say, they think it's her versus him. But what they don't realize is both of you versus the problem. That's what a
yes.
lot of people, it goes over a lot of people's heads. Because at the end of the day, you fight her, she fights you. What do you gain out of it? Nothing. Rather than if you sit down here and the both of you look at the problem, that's it. At the end of the day, problem solved. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
again, when you're single, it's you against the world. When you're married, because you both, of course, agree to marry each other, it's you two against the world. So again, you're gonna have to work as a team. And again, sorry for interrupting. Go on then, bro.
Nah, it's fine.
Another
Don't worry. I want to say about like what happens in the relationship and whatnot. Like you guys said, arguments, it happens. Like it's normal basically. Does that make sense? The main thing is right is that you speak it out with each other. Yeah, address the issues, the problem that is happening. Once you address it and you speak it out, happy days.
Hold on,
You
let
know
me
what I mean?
butt in there for a second. Let me butt in there for a second. Here's another thing that I wanted to say as well, elaborating on what you said. See, another
Yeah.
thing is people like to bring in other people into the arguments. Like, for example, the girl and the guy will have a problem. Okay, cool. Now he's gonna tell his parents, she's gonna tell her parents, she's gonna tell her friends, he's gonna tell his friends, and you're gonna get a mix of opinions. And the thing is, as well, with some people, is they're gonna try and make people happy, if you know what I mean. So instead of doing what's right for themselves and for the relationship, they're just gonna go out there and say, so and so said this, I don't want to let them down, so I'm gonna go ahead and what they said. You feel what I'm saying? Rather than focusing on the fact that whatever decision you make impacts your second half, because it's not just you. That's another thing that goes around a lot of people's head. What happens, whatever decisions you make, it also impacts your second half because you're in this together. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes. And
100%.
and then obviously this is the woman that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life, basically. Does that make sense?
Hold on,
Feel
let
like
me
Like,
touch up
marriage.
on something as well. Sorry, Nikki. Let me touch up
It's all
on
good.
this as well. Another thing, I'm pretty sure, most definitely, you guys have seen this year. Hold on, let me put the volume down. 'Cause I can't hear myself. Another thing for sure, right, is the fact that people are okay with their girls taking leadership rather than them taking leadership. Like, hold on, bro. You're the
No.
man of the relationship. You're the one who's supposed to be. Because the thing is, right, this is the fact. I don't care who gets mad, who gets upset by what I say, but the fact is the fact. Men think logically, whereas women think with their emotions. That's why men are meant to be leaders. If a woman went and led a country, bro, that country ain't surviving. That's the fact. I don't care what you say. That's the fact. If a woman went out there and she was president or she was prime minister or whatever, it ain't gonna last. That country's gonna collapse within seconds.
Hey,
All
Lamin, could
because
you
X,
make
Y,
a
and Z
little?
made her mad. And you feel what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think logically, because the thing is, they're gonna think for themselves, not with what's right for the people. You feel me?
100%, and I feel like as well, women, again, it's mainly like the way our brain's wired. Again, we've got different hormones, so do they. And a woman, what is a woman's job? Of course, when they have a child, it's to kind of tend for them, take care of them. And of course, it's good in a perspective, it's needed, especially when you have children. But for a whole country, you need to have, like, your horizons much more, like, wider. Because again, with a man, they're kind of like engineered for, like, to have more leadership qualities, you know what I'm saying? And especially back in, look at our ancestors. We most likely had a male running our little, tribe, our little group, you know what I'm saying? We did not have, most likely didn't have a female run, of course, running our little group. And I feel like as well, I mean, again, no shade to women, they're amazing. But I feel like certain things are for certain people, if you get what I'm saying. You get me?
You know
Bang
what?
on,
Yeah.
bang
You
on.
know what? Like basically in a relationship, a man like us men's has to provide and like be the leader in that relationship, like be in charge basically. Like
I mean, I do feel like as well, you both have to provide in some aspect, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a
yes,
man, you have to, of course, provide by protecting the family, of course, taking care of
exactly.
them, making sure they're safe. But then, of course, without the protection, a man can only offer so much. A woman has a better emotional connection with a child, and it's been shown, of course, in many psychological studies. She needs to be able to provide that, because, again, if you only have one and not the other, it's not going to really go hand in hand. So again, you need to have something that will of course work and of course will favor the both of you in the long run. So I feel like as well who you pick is a
Yes,
very very big thing. Because again,
yeah. It's
me
got.
personally,
You know what I mean? Like commitment is the most important thing in a relationship. Honestly, like you gotta work together through through all these years, like making sure this goes well. You know what I mean? Like can't screw this up. Nothing like
wait
that.
guys. So for you, my question is, how much does the past of a woman impact a relationship? Let's start off with Lamin first because it's been a bit quiet.
Well,
Is it like what like in terms of like a goal? You know what I mean? Who had
Yeah,
past like
yeah.
how it? I'd say you know what? Yeah, how many body counts the woman had in the past.
I agree. That really makes a difference. That genuinely, because
Body
again,
count, literally.
I mean, again, a body count, how many exes you had, because again, like, exes, you may not have sex with them, but that shows your level of connection of if the person could even be compatible with you. And of course, if you know the reasons of, why they even broke up, I mean, again, body count, that is a very, very big thing, because is of course how much, because of course, sex isn't a thing that should just be taken lightly, because sex, again, is an intimate connection. The fact you should be comfortable to do that, you're just comfortable doing that with like a bunch of like 7, 8 men. That is
You know
crazy.
what? You know what? Let me say something. The more body count you have as a female, the less value you have as a female.
100%.
For higher status men, basically.
let me ask
A
you
hundred
lot a
percent.
question. Let me come in here for a second. So we're
All right.
talking about women who have higher body counts. I want to ask you lot, what do you guys think about men who have higher body counts? Let's ask you that question.
I mean, I do think if a man has a high body count, because again, a woman could be influenced much easier. A guy, that's all their decision, and that shows how, again, how lustful they are. And if someone's like, again, got a high body count as male, that shows that these guys have zero control of the urges. So again, I feel like that depreciates your value as well.
100% agree with that. 100%.
I'd say it's like the same. Like it both contributes. Do you know what I mean?
A
Like no
hundred
matter if
percent.
you're male or female, if you have like a high body count, uh, you do lose value as a person. Like in the future, if you want to look for another girl as a man, or if you're a female, look for another guy. You know what I mean? Like it's basically uh, let's say having a criminal record, if you put it that way.
I mean, what do you guys think about celebrity crushes and like a relationship? Do you think it can positively or negatively impact it? Because me personally, if a girl told me right off the bat on my first date, "Oh yeah, this guy's my celebrity crush," I would leave because because I know for a fact she's already comparing me to other people, which again is not healthy in a relationship. Because again, if you're comparing somebody, again you might be like, "Oh, this person's better in this aspect, but they're lacking this aspect." You know what I'm saying? And of course, it all leads on to each other. What do you guys think about it? Do you agree or disagree?
Definitely no.
You know
Celebrity
what?
crush, bro? No way. I would not accept that. There was a video I seen on Instagram a while ago now. A girl and a guy was getting married, and she, let's say, I'll take this. She was just holding up a poster of her celebrity crush like it was nothing. And the man was just sitting there and he had absolutely no problem with it. Me, I would not accept that. The moment I see that picture get printed and posted out, it's over. Because I know for a fact if that celebrity crush was right in your face right now, you would leave within a second. You would leave within a second of that person being here. All for what? And that person probably don't even know you exist and you're gonna be out here simping over them, I should say. And like, what
Lost.
do you gain out of that? That's what I want to know. No, whether you're male or female, having a celebrity crush, in my eyes, it's just a no. Again,
I mean,
what do you
again,
gain out of it?
quick interjection. I mean, again, it's okay to find somebody attractive by any means. Find them, of course, beautiful and everything. I feel like when you have a partner, again, at times you will find other people attractive, but you need to make them understand that you're only attracted to them. And the thing is, with someone has a celebrity crush, they're probably more attracted to them than they are to somebody else. Again, that little false reality they built into their brain. That's the thing. I feel like it's a big risk. You get what I'm saying? And the
You
thing
know
is,
what? Can I say something, bro?
go on.
Basically, like, like what you guys said about celebrity crush. Yes, it's not a good thing at all. Like myself, I don't have a celebrity crush at all. You know why? Because I have respect for myself. I have self-respect. You get it? So obviously, you know, it's like having a celebrity crush. You're basically liking someone, and that person doesn't even know you. You know what I mean?
100%. That puts a strain on you mentally, especially if she gets a man. You see so many people get impressed over a celebrity getting with another man. And of course, if some people who are absolutely psychotic, like one even shot himself because of a celebrity having a man. And another guy, he apparently tried killing a celebrity because she wouldn't reply to his DM. He sent a letter bomb or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So again, like I feel like having a celebrity crush can really wreck a man or a woman. You get what I'm saying? Because again, you always have this fake perception in your mind, and of course, your mind can create a lot of things. We know how powerful our mind is, because without our mind, we wouldn't have half these things. We wouldn't have a PlayStation, a phone, anything. And I feel like, as I'm saying, in this generation, our mind is, of course, designed, well, not even designed, programmed to kind of rot, imagine all these fake things and kind of course, be so, like, able to be conditioned to believe all this propaganda and, of course, lies in general. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the thing. And some people really profit of like celebrity crushes. Again, you have Sophie Rain, OnlyFans people. They really profit all those things because these people think again. I mean, somebody even paid 300,000 to get private messages from an OnlyFans person. They think in their head, oh yeah, this woman's gonna like me, she's gonna fall in love with me. No, she's not. She's only doing that because she's getting paid. If she really wanted you, she would do that for free. That's the thing. And I feel like one thing as well which really sets me off is there could be a man texting a woman every day. Hello, how are you? Did you eat today? Did you sleep enough? And then she's still interested in a man who doesn't care about her at all, and she doesn't give that guy a chance. And again, that's gonna damage a person's perception of a woman. I mean, it goes both ways. And then, of course, you don't know. That guy at the time might have needed somebody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like these things really are important when it comes to somebody. And I feel like as well, I mean, again, you are what you attract. Because you see a bunch of women, again, I'm not trying to show, like, throw any shade at women, but I see lots of women on TikTok. These guys are fat. And like when I mean fat, these guys have like 7 chins. Round to the nearest 10, call it 10 chins. And they're like, oh yeah, I want a man who's ripped, muscular. You aren't gonna get that because your lifestyles are much more different. And like, oh, body positivity. He should accept me. No, he is not. Because again, we're entitled to our own opinions. So are you guys. So the thing is, you guys need to really understand that again, you are what you attract. If you are a person who does drugs and everything, you are gonna attract another druggie. If you're a person who works hard on themselves, you are gonna get someone who works hard on themselves as well. Again, that's the thing. If you really want somebody, of course, who's amazing and everything, you're gonna have to become amazing, and it's
E-
gonna take time. Some people will even recognize that you're trying to make it, so they're gonna jump on to help you. Other people, again, it's easy to attract less when you are more. So that's the thing. You're gonna have to really be mindful, especially in this generation of what you have. What do you guys think of somebody, let's say your wife, has male friends? What do you think of that?
Oh, no way. I am not letting my wife have any male friends.
What about a female? What about your wife saying you can't have female friends? What do you think of that?
You know what? She's right. You know what I mean? Because you know what? Yeah, like it shows respect. That makes sense. Like I don't have no female friends, not at all. You know what I mean? So it's just sign of respect. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, again, I have a few, but that's because I'm trying to learn a certain language, basically. And the only ones there who wanted to learn were female. I mean, again, probably are reasons behind it. A few have, of course, shown a few strange signs. But again, that's the thing. I feel like as well, especially in this generation, it's normalized having a friendship between a male and a man. That's the thing. You have people even touching them themselves. I feel like a hug as well. If I see my wife hugging another man, I swear to God, I'm gonna boot his head and I'm gonna boot hers in too. Well, not hers, but
You know
you get
what?
the point. I wouldn't be happy with that at all.
I wouldn't be happy either. You know what I mean?
But that's
Like
the thing. A hug is getting normalized as a friend thing, which it shouldn't be. Because I feel like a
it shouldn't
hug
be
is
exactly.
sort of intimacy, you know what I'm saying? Because you're legit body on body. That's what I'm saying. And apparently holding hands, because apparently holding hands like this is a sign of like, comfort and this is a relationship. I feel like holding hands in general should again just only be for like a boyfriend, girlfriend or husband and wife. And do you think as well, people who again want to date somebody for a short term thing, they aren't right in the head because dating somebody is meant, of course, to get married at the end of it.
Exactly. You if like there's no point dating someone if you're not gonna marry them at the end of the day. Does that make sense? You are basically dating them to eventually break up. That's what it is.
100%. I think it's stupid. I mean, I feel like as well though, I feel like when it comes to certain ethnicities as well though, dating is much different. I mean, especially what the internet portrays, a lot of things makes, certain things for like certain ethnicities to find love, make it harder for them because of what the internet portrays, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's kind of, I don't think it's good at all because of course certain ethnicities, you may have somebody who's absolutely amazing as a person, you know what I'm saying? You know, they've got their life on track and everything, but some people are like, ew, I don't like his ethnicity, bin him off. That's what I think. I feel like as well,
That's
what
just
country
my opinion. You know what I mean?
I feel
I,
like, propaganda as well. It basically is a bunch of propaganda because you're only showing a certain like part of it, you know what I'm saying? And then they don't show individual people. And that's the thing. I feel like as well when it comes to relationship, many things. I feel like social media in general should not be like a factor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you are gonna get with somebody, it's because of them, not based on, of course, where they're from. I mean, it's okay to have a type by all means, because you cannot control what you are attracted to. Like I know Lamb's attracted to something else. I'm attracted to something else. I'm sure you probably are attracted to something else as well. So again, I feel like having a type is okay, but I feel like your type has to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't like how some guys are like, oh yeah, I want a girl with big breasts, a big glutes and everything like that. Oh yeah. Again, think about how many people can achieve certain things naturally like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't gain weight, have a hard time gaining weight. And especially for guys, girls are like, oh, I want a guy with broad shoulders. Again, that's the length of your clavicles, which again you can't really control unless you get surgery. Height. I've seen the healing process for that little surgery, and it's absolutely horrible. They have to break your leg, cause little microfractures, and keep doing it again and again, and then insert like a metal pole. I feel like these things are very, very. I mean, again, when it comes to personality, I feel like standards in personality, fair enough. I feel like when it comes to looks, everyone has unrealistic standards. Well, most people do. Can't really say everyone, but again, I do feel like it's more of a feminine thing to do that. Well, not even feminine, more of a thing like that women do because, again, they are more in tune with their feelings than a guy is. You know what I'm saying? So they can create much more in their head than a guy can. So I feel like, you know, in that factor, you guys, well, people in general need to kind of lower the standards. But that's the thing. I feel like when people hear lower your standards, they take it in two different like ways. Because again, you have standards for appearance and personality. Again, like you have some amount of like body count and everything, which I think by all means you should keep that. You know what I'm saying? I would never go for someone who's got more than 3 bodies at max. You know what I'm saying? Three, that's it. I feel like when it comes to looks, though, you have to be slightly more accepting. And again, I've said this before: attraction only takes you so far. You know what I'm saying? You can meet somebody. There's been many times where, of course, I've talked to a girl who looks amazing. I'm like, wow, she's brilliant, but she's only nice to look at. When you talk to her, she's got a personality of a brick wall, and I think, do I really want to live life like this? Spend my whole life with this person who's just like talking to a brick wall. People like personality and chemistry can be built.
You know what?
Chemistry could be built, but either click or you don't.
It's mainly about the personality at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
100%.
Brings more value.
Would you
So,
say though, go on.
carry on.
Would you say in the UK, dating in the UK is much harder than dating abroad? I personally think yes, because UK is shown more mainstream media and everything, and because of course it's like a, how can I put it, a bunch of diversity, ethnic diversity. Of course, there's no like real set rules. Some households are much more, lenient than others because of course upbringing. Let's just say you go to a country that's full of people who are, again, let's just give for example, let's just say you go, more towards Asia. That country will kind of set standards of like dating and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know
And
what? Yeah. Let me say something like, like people, they try and find girls from their home country and whatnot. Let me tell you something. It's not easy as you think. Shall I tell you why? It's because, like, obviously, she's from like a different country, like somewhere in the Middle East and the Asian continent. Basically, they have to do a long process of getting the visa to come to the UK. It might even take years and whatnot. Like, it's not easy. You get what I'm saying? And you need to pay a lot of money for it.
and you gotta make sure they don't want you for your visa. If they
Exactly.
want you for your visa, you know how screwed you are. Like once they get that visa, they're gonna act all, oh yeah, we want you for this, we want you for that. Once they get that visa to come to the UK, best believe it, they're gonna be doing a madness. And I mean a madness, a madness. I've seen it firsthand. I know so many immigrants that, of course, were promising, seemed very, very promising. Once they came to the UK, they were cheating on the husband 24/7. These guys were getting piped down whenever the husband used to leave the house. And again, that's the last thing you want. I mean, you have to be mindful of course, who you go for 100%, and you have to take these like things into, of course, consideration. And I feel like if you are gonna get someone who's again abroad, you're gonna have to really know them for who they are. I recommend, of course, visiting their country and of course, you know, asking them that, oh, what do you think of me coming to your country? Because again, if you're like from the UK, lots of people want to come here for work, of course, earn more money. Because again, most countries are under corruption right now. That's the thing. And people want to leave this place. If you were like, oh yeah, I'll come to your country, and she's like, you know what, I wouldn't mind that, because of course you're here with me. You know she's the one. If she's like, no, 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 I want to come to England, and you ask her why, the high chance she's probably only getting you for a visa. And again, that's the last thing you want, because again, you can spend money on her at some point. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. Let's just say getting some food, you are gonna pay as a man, especially if she's an immigrant. All that money you're gonna spend, and if she cheats on you, it's all going to be a waste. You know what I'm saying? And some
Exactly.
people don't learn, which is absolutely annoying because when you repeat the same mistake again and again, that's just called ignorance. And a lot of people have that nowadays to, of course,
You know what?
maintain that. Yeah.
Let me say something to the men. Like, pick and choose wisely. Pick a good woman. Does that make sense? Don't pick a woman who's gonna use you and stuff like that, because that's gonna ruin your life, man. Like, do you want to go through this for the rest of your life? Woman who uses you and you know what I mean? Like,
I
makes
feel
you.
like a woman with cosmetic procedures, I'm sorry to bring this in, but I'd say a woman with the cosmetic procedures like a BBL, things like that, lip fillers and everything. I mean, again, some people get those things for like let's say for the face, get Botox and everything, because they're insecure. And if people get surgery in the body, like, it's those kind of women who only see past a certain thing. Because if they got that done, like a BBL or something, that shows you what they value the most. Because they're all about what's on the outside. They'll only date you if you look good. But the next thing you know, they realize, hold on, his personality is not up to scratch. And of course, you are what you attract. So they're going to attract the same thing again and again, which of course ends horribly because you go into a certain cycle, of course. That's going to lead to frustration. And then, of course, you have these people who are like, oh, yeah, we hate all men. That's one thing I really want to talk about. How hating on a man is normalized. And again, you're going to have a lot of people saying, oh, yeah, you're being biased because you're a man. Type in kill all men or something like that, or I hate men on TikTok or something. It'll come up normally. If you say I hate a woman, it's gonna come up a little thing saying misogyny. And of course, I feel like as well, misandry, which is hate towards a man, if you guys don't know, should also be taken into consideration. I feel like as well, as a man, your emotions aren't really sin, because again, we of course hide it and everything. The fact that we have wait, was it one or two mental health months for a guy?
Two.
Two, isn't it? Two. The fact that there's two and it's being used as a trend shows, it speaks volumes, because again, I feel like our mental health should be taken into consideration normally. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't need awareness for these kind of things. And that's the thing. I feel like as well, influencers have kind of made it like men have to, like, of course, be the money generator and everything. I mean, I feel like as well, first date is right for the man to pay on the first date. You guys can agree with me here. First date, the man should always pay.
Yeah.
I feel like though, if the man can't afford it at some point, like midway through the relationship, he gets kicked out of his job for, of course, reasons. I feel the woman should kind of also step up and kind of help him out here and there. Again, not take full control, but when she has to, she will take control. I feel like your relationship, again, leadership should be shared but more male dominant in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as well, let's just say, what do you guys think? Would you guys date a woman who snap scores over 1 million? Would you? Or has got a big Insta following? Like 2K, 3K. Would you ever do it or no?
No. Never.
How come? I mean, I agree. I just want to hear your perspective.
I'd say, like, it just clearly shows that she probably had lots of guys on Snap and probably talked to a lot of them, which is not a good sign. So no.
I mean, I agree with that as well, especially if she's snapping a lot of people. People are like, oh yeah, you know, it goes up when you're receiving snaps. You could be receiving a lot of snaps from guys and everything. And when a woman says she's changed, like, I don't talk to that many guys anymore. Let's just say they made content and were like, oh yeah, guys, I've changed. I won't do this anymore. Wait a minute, yeah, links to a question I was gonna ask. Would you ever date somebody, like, okay, let's just say they're OnlyFans before, but they've said they've changed, they rebranded themselves and everything. Me personally, I wouldn't. What about you guys?
You know what, Lamin? Let's hear what you gotta say. Like, you've been quiet for most of this episode, so what do you have to say about all this, bro?
Most definitely a hell no. Because what goes on the internet stays on the internet. So you may have claimed that you deleted every single video and every single picture you posted on every single platform. But you don't know that X, Y, and Z still has it in their camera roll. And then
You
what's
have some
gonna
nasty
happen?
people out there.
One guy's gonna ask for it. He's gonna send it to another guy. He's gonna send it to another guy, and it's gonna go all the way around. It's gonna come back to you. They're gonna be like, "Hey, isn't this your girl?" And it's, yeah. So it can affect you. So me, most definitely no. And then another thing I wanted to say was don't be selfish. When you're choosing your girl, don't be selfish. Because you're not just choosing your girl for yourself, you're choosing it for your future kids. And another thing that guys like to look away from is the fact that, bro, think about this, okay? She has a large social media following, or she posts a lot on social media. Number one, are you actually okay with other people looking at that? Number two, if you are going to show your mom her Instagram, would you be able to go through that Instagram and not have to hide a single post? That's another thing people fail to realize. And number
You know,
three, do you really see this woman as the mother of your kids? Do you really think this woman is going to successfully raise your kids? You're going to have good kids all because of her. Like, that's another thing people need to consider. Stop thinking with down there, start thinking with up here. At the end of the day, this is what thinks logically. This is just temporary. Stop thinking there, think with your head.
exactly. And let me say, it's all about trust at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, you should let them see each other's phones. Like, I got no,
100%.
like,
100%. If you have to
I,
hide your phone, that shows a lot, because you know what they say, actions speak louder than the words. So if you have to hide your phone, that already
that,
tells me everything I need to know.
Wait, guys, I have a question though. Let's just say, the thing is, thinking back to my previous question, everything was managed to get off successfully. Of everyone's device and everything, would you still do it? Me personally, I wouldn't, because I know for a fact. Let's just say, I struggle financially. So does my woman. I know for a fact that's gonna be a first like train of thought to go back to that certain thing. You get what I'm saying? Once you live a certain lifestyle, it's always gonna be part of you. So again, the way you live and everything, your of course life choices play a big part. So again, I feel like you have to kind of course sort yourself out in that aspect. And I feel like as well, people are too scared to say no nowadays. Saying no isn't easy. We all can agree on that. Lamin, you can agree on that. Saying
yeah,
no is absolutely hard at times. I feel like though, that's when your value comes in as a man. If you can say no, that's gonna prove a lot about you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, you're gonna lose control instantly. And I feel like as well, things such as rules, boundaries. Boundaries are very, very important in a relationship because again, I feel like you should be close as a couple, but I feel like there should be certain like space between you guys. You get what I'm saying? I
certain
feel
boundaries.
like yeah, 100% boundaries are very very important. What do you guys value in a relationship a lot? Like what do you guys value?
You know what? Yeah. Let me say this to you, yeah. Lamin knows this, all right? Basically, I'm in a relationship myself, all right? And basically, me personally, I feel like she's the right girl for me. Like, she ticks all the green flags. Like, she's very, very good and very, very nice girl. You know what I mean? And I feel like, from my personal experience, like, it's going very well. And yes, we did have like a few arguments here and there, but like, all that arguments we had, it was solved by both of us. You know what I mean? Like, privately. Does that make sense? And we just carried on as normal, like everything was sorted. So I'm just trying to say, yeah, that arguments can happen. The main thing is communication is the key. Does that make sense?
100%.
Lack of communication can cause a lot of problems in this relationship. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I also feel like as well bringing other people into like your arguments because again, an argument's supposed to be private. It's between
It's
you and
supposed to be private. Like, I kept all our arguments private. I didn't tell no one. Does that make sense? It's only
100%.
it's only me and her. Does that make sense?
I
Like,
do feel like as well though, let's just say you're in a relationship. But the thing is, your boys already know a lot about this girl already. You know what I'm saying? I feel like pointers should be a big thing. Because again, when you're in love, your mind can only go so much. You're like, you know what? You romanticize things, especially in the first 3 months. You're like, you know what? This girl's amazing. It's going to be all sunshine and rainbows with this woman. But the thing is, if your boys know something about her already, and they're like, bro, she's like this already, be vigilant. You gotta take actions into your own hands and kind of like snap out of that little honeymoon thing. I mean, again, if you're dating a woman who again has no past, no nothing, and your boy's like, oh yeah, you don't even know her and trying to say something, don't listen to him. Find out for yourself. But if a girl already has a big past, like already, and your boy's like, yeah, I know this girl, she's not any like she's not good news. leave it. That's what I personally think. And I think as well when it comes to most relationships nowadays, they're all about status. Because why do so many people care about if a guy's attractive or not? And things is look at how there's most people who they find attractive. Let's say you see people who again aren't aesthetically pleasing, but because they have the money and the high status, people find them attractive. Because you see most people's again. I've seen a certain thing on TikTok where people are like, "Oh, would I date these people that weren't famous?" Half the people on that list, they said no because again, fame, status is what of course builds you as a man.
You know what the crazy thing is? There's certain females, yeah, out there. They'd rather go for people like drug dealers and they have high
Oh
status.
yeah,
How does that
100%.
make sense? You know what I mean?
Well, with a drug dealer, I feel like security. That links to security. Think you know what? He's a bad man. He could protect me, this and that. But again, he can only do so much. Like as a drug dealer, and things as well. His freedom when he goes to work is on the line. That's the thing. And you have drug dealers who work for somebody else, and they ain't gonna be making much money. And I know for a fact, if they slip up once, that could ruin the whole life altogether. That's the thing. I feel like people who go for drug dealers and romanticize having a bad boy is honestly stupid because they're the same women who get cheated on and start crying about it, saying, "Oh yeah, all men are horrible," and then that kind of leads them to, go into modern feminism, which of course we know what the media shows is an absolute mess. I said this on the first time on this podcast. Modern feminism is indoctrinating young girls into thinking a gender war is okay, and of course you can teach a kid that if you can have a kid, and of course that's going to impact the next generation, which is coming on. I feel like as well what I said about feminism could really, get me in trouble because I know for a fact people love to twist words. And I'm not saying this about feminism in general. Feminism back then, the Victorian days, was needed because again, women had no rights at all. You have people absolutely battering the wives. I swear that like Henry VIII, whatever his name was doing a Chris Brown's wife like every day, something like that. He even executed them. That's the thing. I feel like at the time it was needed. Now we're at a stage in society where everything's like perfectly even, and I feel like with that, it's getting more people are exploiting it now. That's the thing. I feel like freedom has limits. You know what I'm saying? And when people go out those limits and start exploiting things, I think that's when things get dangerous as well. And again, there's some countries in this world where feminism is 100% needed because they barely have any rights. And in that case, yeah, but like those are more like third world countries, which of course, people are poor. They're run by a not so good government. And it's always these Western countries that always enforce those bad habits, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I feel like Western countries in general, they've created lots of false standards. What do you guys think?
You know what? Yeah, I wanna, say something. I wanna ask a question to Lamin. What's your opinions on haram relationships, especially in this generation in the Western world?
You know, haram relationships nowadays are like not even a bit crazy. They are very crazy. Like at uni, you have so many guys out here bragging that, oh, I'm with this girl, I'm with that girl, or this is my body count. Like, bro, where's the shame, bro? Where's the
Exactly.
shame? Why can't you just man up, go talk to her dad, and that's it? You know, the thing is with this generation is people long being in a halal relationship, bro. It doesn't take much. All you need to do is just get up, go talk to a dad. As long as you're making money and you have your life set out, you have a plan.
Exactly.
Safe, you know what I'm saying? You could get married. Like, bro, you
What?
don't need to have your own house in order to get married. You can get married, she can still live with her parents, and you can still live with her parents. At the end of the day, it's halal. That's what matters.
Yeah,
But man, them
that's
are now preferring, not even just man, them, even girls are even preferring to be in a haram relationship than a halal relationship. But little do they know that in the end, it is not gonna work out. Listen, bro, from day one, from the get go of talking to the girl, if you don't bother talking to her dad, I promise you, your relationship's not gonna work out. I have seen relationship after relationship after relationship right in front of me at uni, outside uni, where the guy's always hanging with the girl, they're doing this and that, and I told them, bro, just go talk to her dad, man, and they refuse to talk to the dad. Couple weeks later, what happens? It didn't work out
so it
because
don't
it,
work.
it
Literally,
never does.
It
He
never
You can
does.
can't
have
talk to her
you can
dad.
have the purest of the purest intentions of, oh, I'm gonna talk to her dad soon. I'm gonna talk to her dad soon. If you don't talk to her dad from day one, my G, it's not gonna work out. Because I
Oh,
was talking about this to someone earlier, and what's it called? In Islam, males and females are not allowed to free mix. Guys can't chill with girls. Girls can't chill with guys. They can't touch. They can't speak. They can't. You're meant to lower your gaze and stuff like that. So if you're not gonna go up there and go man up and use your balls and go sit and talk to her dad and say, look, I'm interested in your daughter. I wanna marry her. If you ain't gonna do that, who is gonna take you seriously? Let's be real. If you can't man up and go and tell her dad that you are interested, who's gonna take you seriously? Because for real, if a man knows what he wants, he's gonna fight for it. If a man wanted a car, he would work his ass off at work, even doing overtime, and he'll make sure he gets that car. If that man wanted that house, he will go to work and he'll work overtime and make sure he saves every penny he has and he'll get that house. You claim you want this girl, but you can't even be
About-
man enough to go and talk to her dad.
It's
That makes
about,
no sense at all. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
about, it's about the mindset at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
well, I feel like as well, if you can't like sit down, talk to her dad, and tell him exactly why, without any lies about why you want his daughter, your relationship's a bunch of rubbish. Well, rubbish because if you can't tell her dad why you want why you want his daughter, like without any struggle, without any lies, that shows you what you're thinking of, and that's lust, and lust is genuinely dangerous. You cannot be thinking with downstairs while going into a relationship. That's the thing. What do you guys think about public affection? Me personally, I think holding hands is okay, but kissing in public is, I would never do it. What do you guys think?
Nah, me personally, no way. Public display of affection in any way, shape, or form, even if it's the smallest of touch, I promise you, bro, we do not need to see that. If we wanted to see that, there are other means to go see it. But I'm trying to get along with my day. I ain't trying to see none of that, bro. Like, for real. Like, what do you gain from that? Okay, we get that you love your husband, you love your wife, whatever, cool. But why do we need to see it? Again, you're out here showing off, attracting evil eye, and then you wonder why your relationship don't work out. This is why. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what? You just gotta keep stuff private, and then like what you guys said about approaching the father if you want to marry the girl and whatnot. Like what you said, Lamin. I strongly agree with that because, like, literally, it just knows, it just shows that you're honest. Like, you want that girl, you want to marry that girl, and your father knows if he approves, then that's it. You know what I
No,
mean?
because like genuinely at the end of the day as well, you gotta think about this. So now you're not gonna talk to her dad, okay, cool, you wanna delay it for like a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. So now, how do you think the dad is gonna feel that, okay, this whole time you were test driving my daughter and now you want to settle down? Like, it makes no sense. If you wanted my daughter from the get-go, you should have spoke
Yeah.
to me from the beginning. That way I know that your intentions were pure, because God knows you could have came into the relationship with ill intentions, and then all of a sudden, because something happened, oh, she's pregnant or whatever, now you feel the need to get married. Like, it's like I've been saying this for the longest. This generation just longs marriage for no reason. Again, like I said, like, yes, I understand there are girls out here who are too, you know what I'm saying, they're not reasonable with their requirements. For example, the dowry and what they look for in a guy. Yes, okay, but if you actually sit down and you pray and you wait patiently, the right one will come through. But the problem is, people are out here putting that as their number one stress. Bro, your number one stress is how to make money and your future
Exactly.
plans, bro. But no, guys are out here, they're flipping stressing because they can't find a girl. That's
Literally,
crazy.
then girls, rather than chase money, chase money, not girls, because when you chase money, girls gonna chase you. Does that make sense?
And the thing is, you want to go out here and chase a girl where you have no job. How are you going to take care of your girl? Do you really think her dad's going to look at you and think, oh, okay, he has no job, but I'm going to let you get with her anyway? No man who loves his daughter and fought every day for his daughter to be living in his house is gonna say, Safe, you can have my daughter. I promise you, you will not find a guy like that. Ain't no way will you find a man who flipping wakes up every day in the morning 6 a.m. and gets down at 6 p.m. Works hard to keep a roof over his daughter's head just to say, yeah, I'm gonna give you to this guy who has absolutely no goals or no ambitions.
No
Like,
way.
bro, be
No,
real.
that's not gonna happen. No way. Does that
I
make sense?
mean,
People
thing is
are
again,
people are too into this delusion that, oh, I get what I want. No, you don't get what you want. You have to work for it.
You
You
have to
think you're gonna
work.
get a 10 out of 10 while you're a 3 out of 10 bum who don't work, who don't go gym, you don't take care of yourself. Be real. Just like Nikhil said earlier, you attract what you are. So people need to get out of this delusion of sitting down and thinking, oh, Safe, I don't need to do anything. She'll just come to me. No, you got to be realistic. This is the thing is what this generation, they're too focused on being delusional to the point where they even have the phrase delulu. Like at the end of the day, okay, you want to be delusional. What do you gain out of this? That's another thing this generation fails to look at. You want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, but what do you gain out of it? Because if you ain't gonna like, there's so many stupid trends going on around on TikTok and so on. So cool. But realistically speaking, are you gonna gain anything positive out of it? Because if you ain't gonna gain anything positive out of it, what's the point? Again, you should be out here stressing about your future and how you're gonna make more money, how you're going to be the best one in your bloodline, how you're gonna improve the next generation. But no, man, them are out here chasing girls, drinking, smoking, trying to rack up as much bodies as they can, and so on and so forth. No! If you realistically continue living your life like this for the rest of your life, where are you gonna go? You are not gonna progress anywhere, I promise you. It doesn't hurt to get your ass on your computer or on your phone and you go on Indeed and you find a job. Or even to go to the gym. If you can't afford the gym, okay, cool. If you have internet, look on your phone. There are exercises you can do at home. There are many
Exercise.
things you can do at home. But this generation is so focused on like being lazy is now normalized. Like, oh, if you don't have a job, that's fine. No, it's not fine.
Not
You're
fine.
out here fantasizing about being with a girl. How are you gonna provide for her if all you're gonna do is just sit down and be lazy? What this generation needs is mandem who are actually gonna step up, who are actually going to have a plan for their future and act upon it. Too many men are out here sitting in their beds, being lazy, getting fat by the day, getting uglier by the day, getting broker by the day. When all they need to do is just take one step. Just take one step and it gets easier from there. But they decide,
That,
I'm going to take the easier route, lay down in bed, and have absolutely no goals and ambitions thinking they're going to get somewhere.
well, I was
This
want to quickly add
generation
something as
is
well, bro.
lost for
honestly,
real.
shall I say something? Shall I go first
You
or
go
you?
on then, bro. You go first.
Basically, I want to point this out, Lamin. I want to carry on of what you've pointed out. Yeah. Basically, like, um, you're gonna grow old one day. Like, you're never gonna get these years back. So make the most of it. Don't be lazy at home. Be a bum. Sit at home day doing nothing. Instead, work, go to the gym, look after your body, look after your health, everything. If you do all of that, your life will be peaceful at the end. And all the blessings will come to you.
Well,
100%.
what I
Like,
was
think
gonna add
about it.
as well.
You don't want to be on your deathbed looking back at your life and thinking, I did absolutely nothing. No, you want to be on your deathbed. You want to look back at all those trophies and all those awards on your wall and you want to say you were the best one in your bloodline. You don't want to sit here. You know how embarrassing it's going to be when your kids have to tell your grandkids that, oh, my dad was a bum. He ain't done nothing. No,
That's
you want to be that granddad who says, I did this, I did this, I did this at your age.
yeah.
And I know
You know
you
what?
can do better. I know you
Of
can do
course,
better.
it's about creating legacies.
That's it.
It's about
That's
creating
it.
legacy.
I do
Telling you.
feel like as well, though, you gotta be careful with what you chase, because again, when you're chasing something, your focus is just purely on that. I mean, again, you gotta chase money in some aspect, but you can't. Again, your priorities have to be almost everything at once. I mean, I do feel like as well, one thing you should definitely not chase is happiness. Happiness is like a butterfly. When you move around and chase a butterfly, what happens? It flies away and goes into the next garden. When you're sitting there calmly, by chance a butterfly's gonna go on your shoulder. So that's the thing. I feel like happiness is like a butterfly. So do not chase happiness. Think about things that cause happiness. This thing. Find yourself a hobby and everything. And of course, through that hobby, you can make some a good living out of it. Again, you have a lot of people now trying to become boxers and everything. And I feel like as well, a sport like that, you're gonna have to have this discipline, self-belief. Self-belief and cockiness are two different things. You have some people, of course, showing it lots, who are just talking lots. You know what I'm saying? And you have some people who believe in themselves in extensive amounts. You can tell someone's confident or if someone's just cocky. There's a very, very big difference. I feel like being humble as well goes a very, 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 very big way as well.
Yeah, does
That's the thing. And I
be
feel
nice,
like,
be
go on.
nice, respectful, be humble comes a long way in life. Like, if you at least have respect for yourself and respect other people, people are gonna respect you. You lot want that, don't you? It's not that hard. Does that make
That's why they
sense?
say you gotta love yourself first. Because if you don't love yourself first, how are you gonna love someone else? Be realistic. Because you gotta start from yourself first.
You have nothing left to give otherwise. That's the thing. If you hate yourself, and it's evident, let's just say you hate yourself so much, you don't get out of bed in the morning, you're like, I want to end my fucking life. I hate this shit. What if you don't have any love at all that you can generate for yourself? And at some point, don't forget, you are going to be alone in your own grave. If you don't have love for that person, you can't look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, that person in front, I might not be perfect, but I love that person. How are you going to give that? So, how are you going to give something that doesn't exist to somebody else? That's the thing. And I
Exactly.
feel like as
Alright
well,
guys, quick one to wrap up here. Tell the people them out there what they should find in a relationship. Just tell them.
okay, let's start off with Darwan.
Oh, shall I go first?
Go
Go
on.
on.
Basically, all I gotta say is find a girl who is like low key, you know, he has like preferably zero body count, you know, he hasn't got any bad history with other guys, this and that. She's loyal, respectful, she'll treat you well, all of this stuff. Does that make sense? And show like basically loves you for who you are. Does that make sense? She doesn't love you for anything else like money and whatever. She loves you for who you are, no matter if you're rich, if you're broke, or anything like that. That's what matters at the end of the day.
I feel like judgment as well. You need to have someone that can't judge you because, again, you may be an amazing person, but you're probably from a household that's probably messed up, located in an area that's, again, not nice. If you have someone that judges you, you think, oh, you know what, he lives in this crappy area, he's gonna be a bad person. Ditch that person, that's the thing. You need to have somebody who, again, makes judgments, but not that, that kind of deep. Because again, judgments are needed. We need to make some judgments of things. Human nature, we need to judge at times, but we need someone who actually judges personality, being smart with judgments. There we go. That's what I want to say. Lamin.
Yeah. What you gotta say, Lamin?
Big point that I've been seeing people bring up, and I 100% agree. Is find peace, bro. You don't want to come home after breaking your back and sweating 12 hours every flipping day, and you come back home and your wife is screaming at you this, that, she's giving you a problem, this, that. No. Find a girl who, when you look at her, that's something that I think, I don't want to quote it because I don't remember it well, but something that the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, something he said was, find a girl where when you look at her, all you find is peace. But again, I am not 100% sure, so do not quote me on that. But I can 100% agree with that statement because you don't want to look at a girl and you think, oh, gotta deal with her. Like, you want to look at a girl where you just feel relaxed. You feel what I'm saying? And secondly, pick a girl that's different. Pick a girl where you know for a fact if you see her, or she can't be replaced. Don't pick a girl where she's just like everyone else. Because if you're fed up with her, you just leave her. You go to the next because they're exactly the same. Find a girl who is actually different. Find a girl who actually has something to offer. Because nowadays, girls are out here normalizing the fact that they can't cook, they can't clean,
Well,
they can't.
Lamin, I just want to quickly make a little, slight interruption, but I feel like as well, you should value someone's imperfections as well as perfections. You get what I'm saying? I feel like you need to kind of like value differences, because again, when someone's different, that's what makes them them. Because again, when someone's trying to be somebody else, that's impersonation, and when you're impersonating someone, are you being yourself? Not really. So yeah, carry on, the Lamin. Sorry.
No, no, it's alright. It's alright. So, as I was saying, a girl that brings you peace and get a girl that's different. But remember, if you want a girl that suits your needs, you gotta match that. Because if you want a girl that's pious, what makes you think a pious woman is gonna look at you if, for example, you haven't prayed since 2017? What makes you think such a woman is gonna look your way? What makes you think her dad's gonna say, "Yeah, this is the guy who I want to be my son-in-law"? Hell no. If you ain't got your life in check, your relationship with Allah in check, your money in check, who's realistically gonna look at you? Like, for real? What do you even gain out of just sitting there and being useless, all because your friends are being useless, or so on and so forth? Bro, it's not that hard to just sit down. It's never too late. Even if you're 30, even if you're 40, even if you're 50, it is still not too late to just sit down. You get a pen and paper and you just draw a plan for your life for like the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 4 years, or whatever. It is not that hard, for real. And
Is
like,
really like obviously the main thing that really depends is like the people you chill with at the end of the day. If you're basically chilling with people who are bums, then you're gonna become like a bum. Does that make sense? And if you chill with successful people, then in the end you're gonna become successful. Does that make sense?
pretty
So
much,
let's
it's
just
just
say,
like if you was to put an orange, a perfectly good orange, beside a
Yeah,
couple of rotten oranges. What's gonna happen? Eventually, that good orange is gonna turn into the rotten oranges. Whereas if
yeah,
you put that good orange with a bunch of other good oranges, what's gonna happen? It's gonna stay the same because it's around other good oranges. So now
yeah,
take that example and apply it to people. If you get a smart guy who chills with bad people, eventually he's going to turn into those bad people. Whereas if that smart guy was to chill with smart guys just like him, he's probably gonna become even smarter. You feel what
well,
I'm
I feel
saying?
like as well, I feel like again, people gonna argue saying, "Oh yeah, success isn't guaranteed." I feel like as well, let's just say you unfortunately don't make it. You are on the road to becoming a successful person. You'd rather be on the road to becoming successful than an absolute nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Big time, for real. But yeah, guys, let's wrap up this episode. So you guys have anything quickly to say?
Well, I
mm,
mean, again, just have respect for yourself, never depreciate your self value, and always stay humble, always stay learning. And yeah, that's what I like to say.
you
Dawood?
know what? I don't think I have nothing much to say. All I've got to say is I hope you lot enjoyed the podcast and make sure you like and subscribe to Lamin's channel. You know what I mean? He'll really appreciate it. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
100%, 100%. Just to wrap up, I just want to say you are worth more than you think. Don't let the next man say, "Oh, you're worth this or you're worth that," because who are they to know your worth? They ain't a bank. They ain't a jeweler. Who are they to judge you? You feel what I'm saying? Just do you and try your best, and inshallah it gets easier. Well, yeah, guys, that's another episode of the Gentleman's Podcast. Like Darwan said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Come on
You
now.
feel what I'm saying? We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Know what I'm saying?